So, recently, you would have heard about this company, Nikola. And strangely to me, people are already stacking them up as the Tesla killers and stacking them up against Tesla. So today, let's actually stack Tesla's vehicles up against Nikola's vehicles and see which ones are better. Let's go. Guys, if you can like this video and subscribe, we are racing to 1,000 subscribers. And also, I like to try and hit 50 likes on this video if possible. Salute to you guys. Massive shout out to Michael, Marcel, Lewis, and Andrew for using the referral link to buy a Tesla. I appreciate it. Link is in the description. It helps support the channels. You guys are the best. So, if you haven't been in a cave for the last 2 months, I would say you've probably heard of Nikola. They are an electric and hydrogen vehicle company. They do a few different vehicles. Mainly, they are known for their Semi, the Nikola Semi truck, and have been in the limelight more recently because they just IPO'd the company. Their valuations shot through the roof, which is kind of crazy. Now, I don't offer any investment advice on here, so if you're invested in Nikola, good luck with your investment. And yeah, be careful out there, guys. So in this video, I am not going to talk about whether Nikola is actually capable of making these vehicles. I'm not going to cover that. I'm not going to cover what the CEO's been saying. I'm not going to cover that. I will not be covering all the weird and wonderful things that have been coming out of Nikola. I am not going to be covering that. I'm not going to be covering the strange claims that have been coming off Twitter and out of the Nikola camp. I'm not going to be covering. I'm not going to be covering any of them. I'm just going to be covering the vehicles. Even though I'm a huge fan of Tesla, as you can tell by the channel name, I am extremely unbiased. As you guys know, I am one of Tesla's biggest critics in their shortcomings. But I admittedly a huge fan of Tesla. But I can be critical and I can have logical thoughts about other companies. So if another company delivered a better EV with better performance, better range, looked better and better price, I would buy the car 100%. And there are some cars out there that I do like. I do like the Porsche Taycan, although it definitely has some shortcomings and I think it falls short of Tesla. I love the Rimac Concept 2, like really, really love it, but it falls short of the Roadster Generation 2. Due to its pricing. But I mean, there are some great EVs out there and I would definitely adopt them if and when they are on a level with what I consider Tesla to be. The problem is that car companies are catching up with Tesla in some aspects, but then Tesla just moved the bar even further, and that is where the problem comes in. So as the car companies catch up, the gap isn't actually closing, in my opinion. In steps Nikola, who claim that not only are they closing the gap, but they're actually ahead of Tesla in a few things. So let's jump into this. So let's talk Nikola's hypothetical vehicles versus some of Tesla's hypothetical vehicles. I say hypothetical because none of them are in full production yet. Now, Tesla might be ahead in terms of having a few more concept vehicles on road. Hypothetical nonetheless is what we're going to call these vehicles. So I'm going to use the company's own numbers, and that's down to you to judge whether you should trust those numbers or not. Me personally, Tesla have been very good on saying what the range will be, and the range being coming out true, what the performance will be, and the performance coming out true in recent years with like the Model 3 and Model S, and also what the price will be. Not as good, but they do hit the price. So we did eventually see the Model 3 at the 35k mark. So they're Tesla's numbers. Nikola's numbers, they've not produced anything yet, so it's hard to know. The only thing I would say about Nikola's numbers is they had a vehicle they was releasing and previously said it could do a certain range and on a certain battery pack. And since announcing that, now if you go to pre-order the same vehicle, it will actually do 50% less range than they claimed on a bigger battery pack. So it's hard to trust these numbers. These are all concept vehicles, in my opinion. They're not production. So pinch of salt, guys, pinch of salt. But for me, I would choose Tesla's numbers over Nikola's numbers. But there we go. Let's jump into this. So first, we're going to start with the two big dogs, and that is the semis. The semi-trucks. Now, we have a few different variations for each company. I'm going to go with a top spec one for Tesla, and I don't really understand which one's the top spec one for Nikola, and they're all kind of similar. So I'm just going to list them all and go through all the numbers. So let's jump into it. So price of the top spec Tesla Semi is coming in at around $180,000. And Nikola is a little bit harder to pin down, but we're getting a figure of around $350,000 to $375,000. So these are numbers for Tesla that from the Tesla website, $180,000. And the numbers for Nikola have been announced a few times in interviews and a few times in press conferences. That's why the price has changed a little bit from 350 to 375. So it's bounced around a few times. So then we talk range. The Tesla Semi range on the top end is the 500-mile range stated on the Tesla.com website. Engineers have actually said recently that they think that number's closer to 600 miles, but there you go. The Nikola 1 and the Nikola 2 state a range of 500 to 750 miles. This is on the Nikola website. So 500 to 750 miles. A little bit of discrepancy there. 250 miles, that's a big difference. But that's that. But here's the Nikola 3. The Nikola 3 on the website, on the same website, states 500 to 1,200 kilometers of range. So the Nikola 1, 500 to 750 miles. And the Nikola 2, 500 to 750 miles. The Nikola 3, 500 to 1,200 kilometers. Why the difference? I don't get it. I don't understand why. And then there's a huge discrepancy. So if we're talking miles for the Nikola 3, it's 320 miles to 745 miles. It's just strange. That's just strange to me. Are they trying to make it look like it's got more range by using kilometers? But then there's a huge difference in the variations. Really strange, but there you go. That one's was really baffling to me when I was doing the research for this video. It's kind of weird. Performance. So not that you're going to be doing 0 to 60s, or I'm sure we'll see some videos, but Tesla in a unloaded cab will do 0 to 60 in 5 seconds. I believe that. I've seen the video. It actually looks kind of quick. It looks a bit quicker than 5 seconds personally. So the Nikola on their website is 2 times faster. That's the official 0 to 60, 2 times faster. So 2x, being a bit pedantic there. It's 2 times faster than the average diesel truck performance. So there you go. So I'm going online, I'm finding the average diesel truck will do 0 to 60 on an unloaded cab, on an unloaded tractor in 15 seconds. So we'll give Nikola the benefit of the doubt on this one and say that their cab or their tractor can do it in 7.5 seconds, 0 to 60, which doesn't seem unreasonable because it has the electric drivetrain. So 7.5 seconds seems good, I guess. Okay, refuel time. So refuel time or recharge time. On the Tesla Semi, 30 minutes will give you 300 plus miles at the mega charger. These are the mega chargers that are coming. So 300 plus miles. Obviously, with a 500 to 600 mile range, it's going to be around an hour to fully charge that vehicle, but 30 minutes for 300 plus miles. Nikola on their website states 10 to 15 minutes for a charge or a refuel of the hydrogen. So we're looking at 10 to 15 minutes for 500 miles versus Tesla's 30 minutes to an hour, 500 miles. So that's really interesting. There you go. That's where I guess hydrogen could have the advantage to Tesla. But there is a caveat that I will cover to that towards the end of this comparison. Running costs per mile. Tesla state $1.26 per mile running cost, and they expect the car to last 1 million miles. So there you go. Nikola, 95 cents per mile. And again, they've quoted 1 million miles. So 95 cents. It doesn't sound like much when you go $1.26 per mile versus 95 cents per mile. That makes a massive difference when you talk about 1 million miles. So it's a huge difference. The average, I think, is around $1.45 for a diesel truck, and the diesel truck is cheaper. Tesla seem to think at $1.26 over 1 million miles and $180,000 purchase price, they're coming in cheaper than a diesel truck. So there you go. So supposedly cheaper than a diesel truck. And then Nikola at $370,000 purchase price, obviously more expensive than both of the diesel truck and the Tesla truck. It's a lot more expensive, but at 95 cents per mile, according to them, it would work out cheaper than both of those as well. So there you go. Who knows? So the thing I would like to say is, I think in some states, every 8 hours of driving, you must take a 30-minute break. And I think these laws benefit Tesla with a 600-mile range. We're talking 10 hours of driving. So you get to the end of your 8 hours driving, you charge up for 30 minutes. You've just added another 300 miles of driving. I think you're only allowed to drive for a 14-hour shift. You're only allowed to do maximum of 14 hours. I might be wrong. It might be less than that. According to Tesla, I think you'd be working within them parameters anyway, legally. But I don't know if that covers all states. I'm sure you guys in the US would be able to tell me if that's the case or not. But a 600-mile range, Tesla would give you around a 10-hour worth of driving. 60 miles per hour. Another thing to note on this, which I haven't got numbers for, there is a few speculative numbers, but I don't want to give speculation on this. So is the weight of the tractor, the weight of the cab. So the Tesla is going to be heavier. It's got a huge battery pack. It's going to be heavier. Nikola says that their vehicles come in similar weight to their diesel counterpart. So it means that Tesla legally will only be able to load a certain amount. So the load will be a little bit less, according to a lot of people online. Supposedly, it'd be interesting to find that out. But yeah, the Tesla does weigh quite a bit more. One of the biggest things about this whole thing is infrastructure. And for me, hydrogen is just not, it just doesn't have as good infrastructure as the supercharger network already does have. And I think it's a lot harder for Nikola to implement these hydrogen fuel stations than it would be for Tesla to implement mega chargers, as they're calling them, mega chargers that can charge at 1,000 watt hours or whatever. So yeah, I think Tesla has the upper hand there as well. I don't think it's that hard for Tesla to implement that infrastructure. I think Nikola will probably do it as a route basis to start off. So they'll figure out like maybe one route that they will do. So, and maybe just get a payment off a company to sort of put that in place for a certain shipping route that they do. I think Tesla's got them beat there. I think it means that more independent companies and not these mega companies would be choosing Tesla over Nikola, because it's a lot harder to fuel the hydrogen trucks. For me, I know who I would pick as a winner over both of those brands. I'm not going to say, but I know who I would pick. Nikola does have some numbers on their side, according to them. But when you weigh everything up, I think I know who I'm picking. So, Cybertruck versus Badger. Okay, let's just talk names to start off with. Cybertruck, Badger. There you go. Make of those names what you will. Badger. Interesting name. Okay, 0 to 60. Cybertruck, 2.9 seconds. Are you crazy? That is rapid. I've done 0 to 60 in around 2.9, 2.8 in the, or maybe faster in the P100D Model X. And it feels ridiculous because you're in such a big vehicle. So the Cybertruck is going to feel weird. The Badger, the Nikola Badger, is coming in at what? 2.9 seconds. The same. Interesting how the numbers are exactly the same. Who knows? I think I know why that is. One of them has been produced and one of them's not. So anyway, pricing. The top spec Cybertruck, $70,000 or just under $70,000 for the top spec Cybertruck. And the Badger for the top spec, so the higher end of their price that they've said is $90,000. They've said a price between $60,000 and $90,000. So I'm guessing the $90,000 is their upper end one, and that's why I'm going to quote the $90,000. Rangers, Cybertruck, 500 plus miles, 500 plus with a nice little plus on the end, miles. Badger, 600 miles. Now, just a note on this, 300 of those miles are through a battery, 300 of those miles are fuel cell, which I think is an interesting combination, actually. If the infrastructure was there for hydrogen fuel stations, then it would be pretty cool to be able to top up. But at the same time, I don't know. If you're doing a 600-mile journey, you'd pre-plan. So the Cybertruck would probably cover that. I can see the idea. I can see why. Because they're like, oh, if you run out of your electric battery, you can top it up with the fuel cell and you're fine. But how often are you going to run out of 300 miles of range and need to top up? It seems like, for me, sorry, I'm getting into my opinions here. For me, it seems like what's going to happen is the Badger will probably come in well under that range, maybe a 300-mile range, and 150 of that is battery and 150 of that is hydrogen fuel cell. Now, if Tesla didn't exist and that was the technology, I think people would be like, oh yeah, that's really good. Like if I run out of my 150-mile battery range, I'll just top it up with the fuel cell for 150 miles. And that seems really cool if we were 10 years ago. It doesn't seem good to me. Not in the fact that 600 miles isn't enough, just in the fact that why would you have a 300-mile battery and a 300-mile fuel cell? I don't know. Anyway, tow capacity. Cybertruck, 14,000 pounds. Badger, 8,000 pounds. Prototype. Tesla, yes, they have a prototype, a working model. Badger, no. It looks like it's just 3D renderings at the moment. I've not seen anything yet. Sizes are very similar. In fact, length is exactly the same. Height is nearly the same. But the Badger has the width slightly wider than the Cybertruck, which from the renderings, it doesn't actually look like is the case. But that will be great to see actually how the model is. For me, on this one, I know which one I am picking. That is mainly due to the relying on unrevealed tech, which would be the hydrogen fuel cell. I don't want to put my bets on that. I've used a supercharger. I know how great they are. I know it all works. And I've got a charger around my house. I haven't got a hydrogen fuel cell station outside my house. The population as a whole, an easier transition would be to hydrogen fuel cell because they like the idea of going in with a stick and shoving it in your car and pumping it full of stuff, you know. It's more of an easy transition for people who are used to fuel stations. They'll be like, oh yeah, this is just the same as before. The other vehicles, yes, there are other vehicles, but they aren't really comparable. So Tesla, we have the Model 3, the Model S, the Model X, the Model Y, the Cyberquad. Yes, we have all them. And the Nikola has the Nikola NZT, the Nikola Reclese? I don't know how to say that, sorry. And the Nikola WAV, W-A-V, Nikola Wave. So I would stack all of the Nikola products up as easy builds. Easy builds. Obviously, I can't build them, but I'm saying easy builds. And the reason I call them easy builds is because they're easy to build. These are the ones you're going to see that are going to be on the road prototype. And these are the ones that you're going to see them bring into car shows and stuff because they're easy for Nikola to build. They're simple products to build. They're all off-roaders or jet skis. So they're easy to build. Similar like Tesla could roll out a load of Cyberquads if they wanted to. It wouldn't be hard for them to do. So like I say, I would put them on a level with the Cyberquad. They're not Model 3 status. They're not Model S status, anything like that. So the Nikola WAV or Wave, which is a jet ski, electric jet ski, it has a 4K monitor. I mean, I don't know what you guys are doing with your jet skis, but if you've got a 4K monitor, I don't know. That just seems baffling to me. But the Nikola WAV is reservable right now. The jet ski is reservable right now. And like I say, I think the reason you see the Nikola WAV in actual videos driving around is because it's an easy build for them to do. They've got their flagship, which is the Semi, but it's easier for them to produce these products. So here's my opinion. I think Nikola is all gas, in my opinion. There's not much substance there right now. But I do want to be proven wrong. And I know I've just taken the mick a little bit, but I do want to be proven wrong. I swear, I want to be proven wrong. Recently, Nikola CEO Trevor Milton said on Twitter that he wants to do a test drive experience with the Badger pickup truck. He wants to get people who are massive fans of Nikola, and he wants to get people who are massive critics of Nikola. He wants to take people for a drive personally in his own Badger, and he wants to show people the experience of this thing and basically sort of turn people into believers. And I think that's fantastic. And we're a tiny channel. Us guys are a tiny channel. But if I have any chance of going on these drives and getting down there and filming this event and having this experience, I 100% will cover it. I'll pay for flights out to the States and I'll do it for sure. I would love to cover it and tell you guys what's going off with the product, give my honest opinion of it. But this is one thing I would say. A test drive in a prototype can't reveal everything about the product. It can show that the car's nice. It can show that the car's big and beautiful and functional, I guess. But it's not going to show you what it's like to really live with the vehicle. A test drive isn't going to show me what the actual range of the vehicle is. He will win people over, in my opinion. Any EV is a good car to test drive. You know, you put any car on a skate, an EV skate, and it's a decent car. It's going to have the performance. It's going to have this, going to have that. But the real numbers, the price, the performance to a point, like, you know, we've got to trust what people are saying. All of these things, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know the production quality, all those kinds of things until it's being produced. So I'm up for it, but at the same time, even then, even if the car seems brilliant on the test drive, you know, you've got to take that with a pinch of salt and go, okay, well, is this what's going to be delivered? Is the range that they told me real? Is this real? What's the infrastructure like? And all these kind of things still have to be weighed into the equation. But I'm well up for it. Trevor Milton, if you're listening, if you've watched this video, Trev, please hit me up in the comment section or something. Or, I don't know, go onto my Instagram, Jordan Mulligan, brother, and DM me, man, because I'll be well up for it. And I know I've jabbed a few times there, but I am genuinely interested in EVs. Even though this channel is called Just Tesla, we're not just Teslas, we're just EVs. We're all about electric vehicles. It's just Tesla leads the way by far, in my opinion. Either way, I really do look forward to Tesla rivals. I see some people get a little bit butthurt when they see a decent rival come out, and I think that's the wrong way. We need great EVs hitting the market. First of all, it pushes Tesla to be better, but second of all, it obtains what Tesla want anyway, and that is to advance onto sustainable energy vehicles. Like I say, I really like the Taycan. I like the look of the Taycan. It's just it's not up to scratch with the Tesla. I think we can all objectively see that. We can all objectively see that it's not. The range isn't there. The price is too much. The performance is good. And the looks are nice. And it's good that there's a vehicle that we can even discuss is around Tesla's level. It's not, but we can discuss. The Rimac Concept 2, like I say, one of the most beautiful cars. The performance is insane. But I don't have millions of dollars lying about. So for me, when the Roadster has similar figures and looks beautiful and gorgeous, I would say the Rimac looks better, but that's just my opinion. But the Roadster looks gorgeous, looks unbelievable. But the price is 10 times cheaper or whatever. You know, there's no comparison. Tesla is so far ahead. And it's the problem for Legacy Auto and the problem for all these other car companies is the moment they catch up with Tesla just steps even further into the future. And it's just like, at the moment, Tesla's just dragging every other car company along. But when something comes along that is as good as a Tesla, if not better, I will be there. There's so many factors that go into it, because even when that happens, Tesla still has a supercharging infrastructure that would make me choose them. So, you know, it's hard. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. As always, You have been wonderful. Special shout out to Michael, Lewis, Marcel, and Andrew for using the referral link in the description to buy a Tesla. If you're thinking of buying a Tesla, please use the link. It gets you 1,000 free supercharger miles. It gets me 1,000 free supercharger miles also, and it helps support the channel. If you haven't, like and subscribe, drop a comment below, and I'll see you in the next one. You've been wonderful.